தலைவனே என்னை களவினில் கொணர்ந்தும் டாளிலின் nāڵvarai vaittāy தலைவனின் தம்மை yeṉணaveṉ வாக்கு தலைக்குணி silaiyeṉa vaittāy தலைவனான் valaimāṉ தனை நிகராதம் ḍiḍuvāy கழிவு நாடிடுவாய் தலைவனா maruṇā ஏதோ tamiyaṉār taṇaiyuṇar daṟkē.
This is the fifth video in this series. In the previous four, each of the previous four videos, I talked about one of the first four verses of Arunachala Padigam, and this time I'm going to be speaking about the fifth verse of Arunachala Padigam. As I mentioned at the beginning of the previous video, in the first three verses, one is the first three verses are principally prayers. Obviously there's praise mixed in with the prayers, but each one is identifiably a prayer. In the fourth verse there's no prayer, it's just pure praise of Arunachala, and there's an indirect implication that it's talking about his attainment, in the sense of that he has been, Arunachala has completely taken possession of him and kept him in his own state, his own padam. That means in the state of pure self-awareness, implying that he has been completely devoured. That's one way of interpreting it. It can also be taken as saying that Arunachala has kept him so close, not necessarily having finished him off. In this verse, this is a mixture of praise and prayer, and here there's definitely the implication that Arunachala has done everything but not quite finished off the task. A bit similar to the prayer at the end of, I think in the end of the third verse was praying like that. In the end of the third verse, maybe in the end of the third verse he said, Arunachala, who of God, fulfilling your intention, implying your intention to annihilate me completely, may you live as the only one for all eternity. So there he's pleading with Arunachala to finish off the job that he's started and nearly completed. A little bit similar type of prayer in this verse. In the second line of the previous verse, he said, Pārinil virādu eriekātu padatinu iriti vaittāy. That is, protecting this poor wretch from falling into dissolution. That means the delusive attraction of this desolate and empty world. And fixing me in your state. The words he uses for fixing me in your state are padatinu iriti. Iriti means causing to be or fixing. Padam can mean either feet or state. So fixing me at your feet, or fixing me in your state, implying the state of pure self-awareness. That is in the fourth verse, second line of the fourth verse. In the first line of the fifth verse, it's a similar. He's again referring to Arunachala keeping him in at his feet. Before I go through each sentence of this, each line of this verse is one sentence, and each line begins with, the first three lines begin with talaiva, which is a vocative form of talaivaṉ, and the final line begins with talaivaṉ. Talaivaṉ means, talai means head. So talaivanāṉ is a personal noun from the word head. So it can mean a headman, a chief, a lord, king, ruler, governor. It can also mean a husband, a hero, a great person, or guru or god. So but here we can take it as Lord. We can just give a simple translation for it. So the first line is talaivanī kaļaviṉiṛ koṇarnduṉ yeṉṉaveṛ vaittāy. Kaļaviṉiṛ means Lord. Yeṉṉaik kaļaviṉiṛ koṇarnduṉ. That means taking me in kalavu. Kalavu means it can mean theft, it can mean robbery, it can mean stolen goods, stolen property. It can also mean deceit, treachery. It's also a term used for clandestine union between lovers. So it can be interpreted in various ways. Taking me in fact, it can mean you've stolen me away, you've stolen my heart. It can also mean, indirectly, it can mean in secret. Because one of the meanings is deceit or treachery. So in secret, that means implying unknown to anyone else. So the outside world doesn't know how grace is working in the heart of each devotee. So taking me in stealth, unknown to anyone. Even we can say, unknown to me, you've taken me. And also there's the implication of the love theme is here, because as I say, kalavu can also mean the clandestine union between lovers. When two lovers meet, when society disapproves or their families disapprove of their union, yet they meet in secret and are united as one. So that's also a slight implication, but the world doesn't approve of our union as one, but you nevertheless you've taken me. So it also has that what in a Christian context is called bridal mysticism. In Hindu devotional literature, it's called nāyaka bhava. That is, nāyaki means the girl, nāyakan is the boy. That is between the man and the woman. The bhava that's the bhava in which the devotee takes himself to be the bride and takes God to be the bridegroom, the lover. So that implication is here, though not. It's alluded to by this word kalavu. So kalavu can mean many things. It can mean in secret. It can mean it can imply the secret love between devotee and God, or girl and man. So you, in secret or by stealth or unknown to the world, you've taken me. And that's a subsidiary clause, because koṇarnduṇ is an adverbial participle of the verb koṇar, which means to bring, take, fetch. So you've taken me, you've brought me by stealth. And then the main clause is ṭṟāḷilin nāḷvarai vaittāy. ṭṟāḷil means in your feet or at your feet. In nāḷvarai, till this day, vaittāy. Vaittāy means you've placed me, you've kept me, you've fixed me, you've held me, you're holding me in your possession. So taking me by robbery or by stealth or by in secret, you've kept me fixed in this at your feet. This indirectly it's an illusion, you've abducted me. But of course the devotee has been willingly abducted. The devotee wants to have been abducted, but He also wants God to finish off the work. A girl doesn't want just to be abducted by her lover. She wants their union to be completed and then become one in marriage or whatever. Then in the second line, he says, again he begins with the word talaiva, Lord. Talaivaninā taṇmai yeṉṉa bārkkut talaikuṉi silaiyeṉa vaittāy. Lord, to those who ask what your nature is, you kept me head bent like a statue. Taṇmai means your nature, yeṉṉa means what, bārkkut means to those who ask what your nature is. Talaikuṉi means head bent down, head bent. Silaiyeṉa means like a statue or like a stone. Vaittāy, you kept me. So I'm not able to say what your nature is. That can imply you've not yet fully revealed your nature to me. Though you've abducted me, though you've taken me by stealth and kept me at your feet, I still don't know what your nature is. That can be one interpretation. Another interpretation is, though I know what your real nature is, I'm not able to express it because it's ineffable. So this line both expresses the ineffability of the real nature of Arunachala, of God, which is our own real nature. It can never be expressed in words. So people come to Bhagavan and ask, what is the real nature? Bhagavan can't express it in words. He can only reply in silence. It's one implication. The other implication is, though you've abducted me and kept me, still I don't know you. I've not actually experienced you. I've not yet enjoyed that union with you. So if people ask me what sort of a lover is this man who's abducted you, I'm not able to say because I've not actually experienced you. So again, there's a slight implication of this yeṉṉaik bhava, this bridal mysticism. Then in the third line, he again begins with the word talaiva, Lord. Valaimāṉ taṇaiyuṇar en talaivaniṉ kaṛivunā ḍiḍuvāy. The first clause, valaimāṉ taṇaiyuṇar. Niharadu means not being like, or it implies so that I may not be like. Man means a deer. Man taṇai is their accusative case ending for man, so that I may not be like a deer. Vale means a net. In Tamil poetry, it's possible to express things in a very compact way, without using any. In Tamil, they don't, instead of prepositions, they, like in many classical languages, they have case endings. But it's possible to use words without case endings. So it's a very crisp way of saying it. So the words actually are nān vale net, man taṇai deer, niharadu not being like. It's all that's there. Not being like a deer, I not being like a deer net implies so that I may not be like a deer caught in a net. So that's what he wants to avoid. En talaivaniṉ. Talavu means becoming. If you're exhausted, when you become slack. It means, so it implies weariness, weakness, sorrow, depression. All these are implied by talavu. So my weariness or my suffering, arivu means destruction. So destruction to my weariness. Ḍiḍuvāy literally means that's an octative or an imperative. Seek out, or may you seek out. May you seek out my destruction of my weariness. That means may you seek and achieve. Achieve is implied there, because one of the nādu has many different meanings. It means to seek, to inquire after, pursue, examine, investigate, to scent, like a dog following its master's scent, to desire, to know, to understand, to reach, to approach. So it can mean both to seek and also to attain in this context. So seek out and achieve the destruction of my weariness, or destruction of my suffering. So this is the prayer here implies that Bhagavan is talking from a point of view of one who's come very, very close to that goal, but still he doesn't know the real nature of the Lord. Still, though he's been abducted by God, though God has taken possession of him, taken him away from the world, kept him at his feet, still he hasn't experienced that union with him, that oneness with him, so he still doesn't know his real nature. So he's weary, he's been waiting, having been abducted. The girl is very, very eager to join with her lover in union, but he's just keeping her there, like a deer caught in a net. He's not actually how a deer feels when it's caught in a net, or how a girl would feel if she's abducted by her lover, and he just keeps her there without joining with her in union. So all these implications are there. So likewise, the devotee, having been brought so close to God, having dedicated, having been taken possession of by God, so that no longer any interest in the world or in anything else, he only wants union with God, and yet God is just keeping him dangling there like a deer caught in a net. The deer caught in the net it's going to be killed, but it's not yet been killed. It's just it's in agony there, unable to escape, terrified, but at the same time it hasn't yet been killed. So finish me off. Don't keep me like a deer in the net. Finish me off. Kill me outright. Don't keep me like a girl who's been abducted. Take possession of me. Reunite with me. Become one with me. Or make me one with you. That is the bhava, the feeling with which Bhagavan is reciting all the the feeling expressed by Bhagavan in these first three lines. And then the third and last line, whereas all the other lines he refers to Arunachala as talaiva, a vocative case form of talaivan. In this line he begins talaivanāṃ Arunachala. That means Arunachala, who are the Lord. Again, it's a vocative. It's an address to Arunachala. Arunachala, who are the Lord. Ulam mēdō, tamiyaṉār ḍiḍuvāy. So that means Arunachala, who are the Lord. Ulam mēdō, whatever be your heart, whatever be your will, is the implication. Whatever be your will, who is this? He doesn't even say I. He says tamiyaṉ. Tamiyaṉ means a lonely, solitary, destitute person. So he's referring to him as a destitute, lonely person. Tamiyaṉ. Who is this lonely person? Taṇaiyuṇar here refers to to Ullam. The tan is a generic pronoun in Tamil. Generally, it's the pronoun that one uses to refer to oneself, but here it's not referring to oneself, but to itself, meaning it is referring to it's used in a third person rather than a first person sense. So it's referring to Ullam, which means heart, or in this context, will. So whatever be your will, who am I to know it? Who am I to know that? Daṟkē means for knowing that, who am I? Daṟkē, for knowing your will, who am I? So who is this destitute person? So I am completely dependent on you. I've been abducted by you. I'm now kept like a deer caught in a net. Why are you keeping me like this? Who am I to know? Why you haven't yet decided to finish me off? Why you haven't yet decided to unite with me, to absorb me into yourself, make me one with you? Who am I to know that? I can do nothing but wait for your grace. Who am I even to question you? I'm not able to know what your will is, why you're keeping me like this. So in such a humble and self-effacing way, Bhagavan is the Baba here. The devotee is pleading to be finished off, not to be kept half alive, half dead like a deer caught in a net, not to be abducted and then just kept without uniting with the Lord. So the devotee is so much pleading with the Lord to unite, but then says, but who am I to even question you? Who am I to understand you? If you're keeping me like this, it must be for some reason. Maybe I'm not yet pure enough. Maybe I'm not yet willing to surrender myself enough. Who am I to understand all these things? You alone know when I will be fit to become fit for you to unite with me. So, as in all these verses, as I said I think I mentioned in the previous verse, this is love poetry. This is Bhagavan expressing his love for Arunachala. And to really understand the feeling and the love that is expressed in these verses, we have to feel that love ourselves. We can, in terms of explanation, we can refer to we can explain the illusions and everything, but the feeling can only be understood by each one of us in our heart. We can understand the illusions, the implications of the word with our intellect, but to understand the feeling behind those words, the love with which those words are being said, only our heart can respond to this. Either we feel this or we don't feel it. In some of the previous verses, I mean, my explanations for these verses are by no means perfect. I'm explaining to the best of my ability. And one friend has been transcribing some extracts from some of these videos in comments on my blog. But being the internet, my blog is open to all sorts of people, and so all sorts of trolls come along, and they have been, I don't know how accurately my friend has been, he says he's paraphrasing rather than actually transcribing what I've said, whether he's used my exact words or not. But anyway, people have been ridiculing this. The world will ridicule this. The majority of people in the world won't understand the love with which Bhagavan is praying to Arunachala. When I was explaining the second verse, I was explaining how Bhagavan often sings in this Nāyaka Baba, this Baba of a girl, what is called bridal mysticism in Christian devotional literature. The Baba of a girl who is praying, who is taking God as the bridegroom and praying to God. The devotee takes him or herself to be the bride and God to be the bridegroom, and is praying to God for that immutable union. That is the Baba, principal Baba throughout ṟaṇmai. That's why it's called Akshara, means immutable. Mana means marriage, Malai means garland. So garland of immutable union, that is one of the meanings of ṟaṇmai. So Bhagavan sang that with the Baba, that he is a young girl who is approaching Arunachala praying to become one with him. So that is very, very explicitly the Barbara there, and it's implicitly the Barbara in many of his other verses. But some of the trolls who commented on my blog have been ridiculing this, and because people who cannot even understand the love that a girl has for a man, the longing for a girl, for the man to take possession of her. Within love, you want to be possessed and to possess. But they ridicule the word, because I've used the term be possessed. They say, oh, this is misogyny, but a man possesses a girl. That is not possess in that sense of ownership. It's possess in the sense of make me one with you, take me as yours. That is what Bhagavan is praying for in all these verses. And that was what any devotee was praying for. So it's not, but it has nothing to do with misogyny. It's got nothing to do with men controlling women. This is all about love, and it is expressing through the voice of a girl praying to her lover to take possession of her, so that they may become one. Taking possession in this context doesn't mean in the sense of ownership, but in the sense of belonging to each other, being one with each other. But of course, when we use words, language is always imperfect. Bhagavan has expressed it so beautifully in this Tamil poetry, but people who are not able to understand pure love will not be able to even begin to understand the bhava, the feeling with which Bhagavan is composing, singing these verses. He's pouring forth his love to Arunachala. He's yearning to be one with Arunachala. Though of course he's already attained that oneness, he's from the standpoint of the devotee who's still not yet fully melted with love and become one with Arunachala. He's praying. We can say for our sake he's praying like this. He's showing us the love and yearning that is required in order for us to merge and become one with our real nature. Without love, without love we will never be willing to surrender ourselves, to give ourselves entirely to God, to Arunachala, to Bhagavan, to our real nature. We want to give ourselves, as a devotee, we want to give ourselves, because true love is not about what you can get, it's about giving oneself entirely. It's the pinnacle of love. So when you want to give, you want to be taken possession of. That's it. That's all it means. It doesn't mean it's nothing to do with ownership, but in this, it's the belonging of love. When a girl and a boy, a man and a woman love each other, they belong to each other. They own each other, metaphorically speaking. Not that they're going to in any way exploit or use each other, but they want to belong to each other. That is true love. And that is what Bhagavan is expressing here. He wants to be wholly a possession of Arunachala, to take wholly, because only when we are wholly possessed by God do we truly possess God. We cannot possess God without being possessed by God. That is the reason why this Nāyaka Nāyaki Bhava is so prevalent in devotional poetry in India, and also occurs in devotional poetry in other languages, like in some of the Christian mystics have sung in this bhava, though it's not so prevalent and it's not so fully understood by many people in Christianity. It's very, very widely accepted in Hinduism, in the Bhakti Marga. This is a very frequently used bhava, because the most intense love that we, on a human level, the most intense love that we normally feel is the love between man and woman, or the love between two people. Some people said it's even, if you say the greatest love between man and woman woman, then what about gay people? It's nothing against gay people. Two people who are united in that whole. When two people are wholly in love, with that same gender or the union is at every level, a physical level, emotional level, and spiritual level. That is what is referred to here. And obviously it's not a physical union when we're talking in terms of spirituality. That is used as an analogy. The physical union of man and woman, two lovers, is an analogy for the merging of the devotee in God. Like a river merges in the ocean, becoming one. So this is the poetry of pure love.